Global mobility is taking care of a person who is going to work in another location that could be in the same country or it could be overseas, and is moving, and it has to change his whole life, his or her whole life, to do this. And also this person will take probably his family or her family with everything there is around them.
The key challenges in Brazil are definitely safety and the distance between places. But I think that and Brazil is a very bureaucratic place, especially for Brazilians too. So authorities take so much time to solve a problem and something like that. So for a foreigner, it should be very difficult too. But the rewards we are very hospitable. We have some hospitality. We are passionate. We try to make everybody comfort, and I think that the places we can very connected to the nature, beaches, mountains, waterfalls. So I think that the distance is not even a problem at all when we have like a reward like this. And I think another challenge, if I can say, is the communication. We are very passionate, we are very emotional, so sometimes we are not objective, we are not clear with the information we want to be understandable. So this may cause some communication problems, and I think that Brazilians think a lot not to say something in an objective way, not to hurt somebody, not to make somebody feel uncomfortable, and at the end it may cause a problem in communication for sure.
I am seeing that there is a lot of we have quite a few employees that reach out and are requesting, that they'll apply for a job that's located in the U.S., for example, or Canada, and really wanting to try to get an opportunity to come here because the world is changing, and I think people are trying to find, okay, what is a good opportunity for me as an individual? So I think the interest has increased, I would say, from a personal perspective with people. From the business side, I would say, again, it depends on the business, it depends on the company and what those needs are, the talent that they're looking for.
The US is attractive to global mobility programs in that, many companies are headquartered in the US, and there is an appetite to have global assignees have an experience at the global headquarters in order to, have more exposure and visibility with senior leaders and decision makers that are often employed in headquarter locations. Specifically, the US is an attractive destination for a global assignee, for an international assignee. I think that there are a lot of opportunities and amazing cultural experiences that people can gain by having an assignment in the US. Even within the US, there are multiple cultures to experience and a wealth of diversity in the environment, in outdoor activities, in cultural activities such as theater and concerts and dance, you name it. You can find such a wealth of cultural diversity in the US that I think a lot of assignees are excited about.
I think people recognize it. This is the opportunities, the freedom of opportunities, right? You have a wide window for you to learn more from this culture, from the U.S. perspective, and despite what's going on in the society, in the community right now. And we see that a lot of foreigners coming into the US, they want that opportunities. Same as me, right? I came from other countries, and what we want to have is just that one chance for you.
My one top tip for moving people into the US is try to help them with one of their biggest challenges, which is that they don't have a credit history typically when they arrive. So if you can work with supplier partners that can help provide them additional support needed that's unique to entering in the US and needing to have a credit history, and what alternatives are available, what options are available, what other type of paperwork can you get to help fill the gap or to close the gap. I think that if you can find a solution to that, the transfers will be a lot more seamless.
I think Mexico as a country in general terms is very attractive for investors. We have all the infrastructure. We are prepared to receive new investments, especially Querétaro, where I live, is an important city for foreign investors. We have a lot of transnational companies here since many years ago. So that's important by one hand. And by the other hand, at an individual level or as employee or as an assignee, Mexico is a very good place to live. It offers many experiences. It has many places. People is open to receive people coming from other countries. We have a lot of, we're very prepared in terms of hospitality, the weather, the education, the health system, the places that Mexico offers to live, the gastronomy, the culture. Everything makes this a very good experience, and it results very attractive for anyone who has this in consideration.
I think the US is still a great destination. A lot of the companies are headquartered in the US. There's a whole lot of industries that are covered in the US. You know, you could be in one city and experience so many different industries. Look at global mobility programs that are structured. Again, you see different nuances between industries. You know, the mobility policies that you see for a tech company like ours is going to differ from, for example, a biomedical company. And so getting that, if you're in mobility and coming to the US, I think you'll get a lot more exposure to those differences.
Well, I think that one of the things is that the U.S. is still considered the #1 desirable expat destination. So from an assignee perspective, I think you have plenty of people who are willing and seeking assignments in the U.S., which I think is really good news for companies who are seeking to make inroads in U.S. commerce.
Can help expats or transferees further their career interests, and it in itself for the team is a lot of fun to work in, because you're working with people, you're working with families, you're not tied into one corner or another. You can have a background in finance and tax and have tax compliance and still work with people, and I think that makes it unique.